If you're a solo DMZ player and you're struggling to complete missions and survive because of all the other trio squads out there, this video is for you. And if you're interested in more DMZ tips, tricks, and guides, make sure to sub to the channel. We're over 1,700 subs, which is absolutely crazy. Gonna try and hit 5K by the end of this year. That is the goal I set for myself for 2023. So I would love to have you as a part of the community. Let's hop right into our solo tips and guide for DMZ. So I have 8 tips for you that I think will really help you out. Tip number 1. Now this is the simplest one, and I just got to get this out of the way real quick. Check out the Discord server in the description or join the DMZ group on MW2 if you want to find people to play with. Also, bigger YouTubers like Lego Unlocked who have their own Discord servers, which you can go join to find people to play with. Obviously, if you're a solo player, the easiest way to make the game, not as hard and more fun is going to be to squad up with others. But for my real solo grinders, my lone wolf, the rest of these tips are perfect. So tip number 2 is to bring in a solid loadout and be prepared. Always have a gun you can fight with, whether it's one of your insured weapons or a contraband weapon you consider yourself good with. You never know when you're going to run into other players. Plus, obviously, as we know, the AI are pretty difficult, so you want to be prepared. Using weapons that have silencers will also make your life much easier, because if you didn't know, in DMZ, shooting a gun with a silencer actually works as intended with a silencer. So if you shoot an AI with a silencer, the other AI around it will not notice or shoot back at you unless they actually see you shoot the AI next to them. So make sure you run a silencer, because you won't alert all the AI in the area when you shoot. And when it comes to your equipment, for me personally, I like to run a smoke, a Semtex, and a munitions box when I go solo. The smoke is one of the best things you can have. It's really good for providing that visual cover if, let's say, you're caught out in the open by other operators. And you can also use it at extracts as you get into the exfil chopper, just to provide you more safety. Semtexes are also just an overall good nade and are really good for taking down AI with riot shields. Riot shield AI are like the hardest thing to kill when you're solo. So bringing in something like a Semtex, or you can even use a drill charge or a Molotov to kill these, as well as a munitions box, is just overall the best field upgrade in my opinion, so I like to bring that as well. Tip number 3 is to prioritize getting a better gear, specifically armor. Getting a 3-plate vest will literally save your life against AI and other players more times than you can count. So let's say you die and you don't have any good gear, you can go to ammo depots around the map. They're the ones that are going to be on your minimap with the little ammo symbol. These usually have good armor, gear, sometimes even backpacks around in the ammo depot building. You can also try places like Terminal or the train for other high tier loot. And other than armor, another thing you really need to get is a self-revive or a revive pistol. This is going to be key to surviving as a solo, because as I'm sure most of you know if you're watching this video, if you go down and you're solo, you are dead, right? You don't have any teammates that can come revive you. So having something you can revive yourself with is crucial. Make sure you're always checking medical cabinets, as they often do have revive pistols and sometimes will even have self-revives. You can also go to buy stations and buy things like self-revives and better gear, such as backpacks or armor vests. Not every buy station is going to have exactly what you're looking for. So if you go to a buy station and you can't find, let's say, a self-revive, you're gonna have to go to another one. Tip number 4 is to focus on gearing up before doing missions. It's going to be way harder to complete a mission if you have weak gear. So let's say you load in and you have like a 1-plate armor vest and some crappy contraband weapons. It's going to be way harder to complete your missions, because if you run into AI or even other players, it's going to be really, really difficult to stand a fight against them. I mean, even just with a 1-plate armor vest, going up against a group of AI is super difficult, let alone a 3-man operator squad. So drop in, loot up, try to get yourself a 3-plate vest, maybe a self-revive, a good backpack, exfil, and then come back in and do a different run for your missions. Or you can just, after you get all that loot, stay in that lobby and do your mission. It really just depends on how much time is left in your lobby. Tip number 5 is to utilize vehicles. Now, I said this in my other DMZ tips video, but I really think vehicles are super underrated in DMZ. Vehicles obviously provide you extra cover and are faster movement around the map, so you can traverse the map and scout an area before entering in a vehicle. Just drive around, kind of see what the area is looking like, see if you notice any AI or other players. Then you can hop out of the car and get ready to do your mission or loot that building if you want to. You can also drive around the exfil area after you call in the chopper, which makes it much harder to kill you if someone comes to the extract because they see you called it in. Bringing a vehicle to the extract is probably the number 1 thing you can do if you're looking to extract, especially as a solo player, so I definitely recommend that. Tip number 6 is to try using proximity chat or the join nearby squad features. If you know you're outnumbered or you're outgunned, you can just try talking to enemies, let them know that you're a friendly player and you're just trying to complete your mission, and sometimes you will get nice people that will let you go. You can also try requesting to join them, via the request to join squad feature in the game, and maybe they'll let you join your squad, and then if you get in, of course, that adds a little bit of extra protection and safety because you don't have to worry about them anymore, as well as if they're nearby and you die, they can res you. Tip number 7, kind of going off of this last tip, is you can just use the squad fill feature in DMZ. Even if you don't have any intentions of staying near your teammates and you want to do your own thing, loading in with squad fill gives you that slight chance that one of your teammates could come to your rescue if, let's say, you get killed, or they might happen to be doing similar missions or just being in the same area as you, and this just provides that little extra cover because you can, use them as a way to revive you if you go down. Not to mention, sometimes you will get teammates in DMZ that don't mind helping you out with your own missions, so if you don't squad fill, you have no chance of obviously getting friendly teammates and having that extra buffer of protection. So if you are a solo player, just try using squad fill even if you don't want to be near your teammates. And last but not least, tip number 8 is to avoid high encounter areas whenever you can. When it comes to encountering AI, what I found is Akhtar Village and caves seem to have the most AI. Literally anytime I go near Akhtar or the caves, I don't even know how many armor plates I run through when I go near these areas. So it's going to make it really hard on yourself if you're solo. So try to avoid these areas when you can. Also, knowing where other operators spawn and being ready to fight is super important. As you can see on screen, here is a map of where other operators will spawn, usually around the outskirts of the map, especially near the airport, Hafidport, and El Mazrah City. So if you are a solo and you spawn near any of those areas, or pretty much anywhere as you saw on the map with spawn points, just kind of be aware because you'll know you're near other teams, so you can play a little bit stealthier, be a little bit more quiet, and won't be as, shocked when a team jumps on you. But yeah, that's going to do it for my tips for solo players. Hopefully this helps you out if you are a solo. I've done a fair share of my own solo play in this game, and definitely doing things that I said in this video have helped me a ton. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like, sub to the channel for more DMZ tips, tricks, and guides, and hopefully I'll see you all in the next video.